You? Happy Friday, the first Friday of October. I hope you're having a great evening wherever you are in the world. I hope it's just the way you like it. Welcome back to another installment. Here, the channel is meant to tie the Word of God along to my personal testimonies. So I call it Behind the Mic. So it's tales about my life behind the mic. For those of you that I have not yet met, I host a podcast every Saturday. It is about women in the Bible. We analyze one woman per Saturday. We go deep. We take a deep dive as to what her life was about, what lessons we can get out of it, and the legacy that she left behind, and how it could help strengthen our very own. Well, I've been doing that now for a couple of years, 2 or 3 years. And I thought to myself, I appreciate those who come on Saturday. But why am I doing what I'm doing? So I've been trying to color in the lines to give whosoever some ideal of who I am. So this is the third video I'll put up. And today, I think what I want to talk about is the time that a man tried to bait me like fish. The time a man tried to bait me like fish. Well, the word says that we are to be fishermen among men. Well, we know what that means. We're supposed to understand how to minister to different people, mankind, not just a man and gender, but mankind, in order to how would I minister to this particular one versus another, right? That's what it means to be a fisherman among men. Well, I remember this date I had before, and it really tickled me even to this day. Here's what happened. When I lived in Chicago some years ago, and I used to socialize with a certain group of people, they used to go to parties that were given occasionally. So the reputation of these parties were they're the bomb because they're seldom given, and the type of people that it would attract, right? And you didn't see these particular folks, on a norm at clubs or whatever. So this one was highfalutin. And the gentleman who hosts these parties was a police sergeant, and he was very well known too. So again, the parties highfalutin. The man who gave it, there's a lot of hoopla around him too, and again, a police sergeant. So I have been going to this type of parties for years, right? And again, when they were being told, it was hush hush as the word was being spread around about the party. Well, I would go and I would enjoy them. And the gentleman who was the host never said anything personal to me. I knew who he was, but that was about the extent of it. Well, one time I'm walking down Michigan Avenue. And as I'm walking down Michigan Avenue, a car pulls up to me, a gentleman in a convertible car. Now, I'm telling you all these details because we're going somewhere with this. So he pulls up in this beautiful convertible car and he says, "Cheryl, you come to my parties." So then I took a closer look and it's the gentleman I'm talking about. And I said, "Yeah, well, how do you know my name?" He said, "Don't you worry about it. Again, I've been going years." So he says, "Can I help you? Where are you going?" And I said, "To work." He said, "Can I give you a ride?" Well, I trust him to give me a ride to my job because, again, I've been seeing him for years. So he drives me to the job. And as I get out, he said, I would like to get to know you better. Do you think that's possible? And at the time, it was sure enough possible. So I said, sure. So he asked for my phone number. We're doing good so far, right? Oh, yeah. So I thought. So the following week, he calls me and he asked me, am I free on Saturday? And I said, yeah, I'm free. He picks me up. He takes me fishing. How about that? The first date, he takes me fishing. And there we were, sitting in our nice little chairs, fishing. And he was doing the fishing because I still don't know how to fish. And so then when he finished, catching the fish of the day, he says, well, we're now going back to my place and I'm going to cook our lunch. I'm really impressed, right? Most of the time, a fellow, when he takes you out, he takes you to a restaurant and maybe he'll cook for you or whatever. But no, the first date, he takes me fishing. After he takes me fishing, he takes me to his place so that he can clean the fish and cook it for our lunch. Well, where he lived, in a penthouse right off the lake. Again, I'm going somewhere with this. That's why I'm giving you these great details. We go, and I'm looking around. It's absolutely beautiful, the paintings and everything. I'm impressed. I'm like, this is nice. This is what I'm thinking to myself. Well, we're talking, and he's fixing our lunch, cleaning, dressing the fish, and he cooks it all. And we sit down and we're having fish, right? Fish, water, I think Kool-Aid, it was something else. We were eating there at the table, looking at the beautiful skyline. And while we're eating, I am still eating when he decided to try to have his way with me. And I said, wait a minute, I got fish in my mouth. Well, hold on. He got so upset with me that he got my jacket, gave it to me, and said, let's go. I said, okay. We get in his car for him to take me home, and I'm busy trying to ask him, hey, listen, I don't know why you're so upset. Forgive me. It was off the cuff. You know, please, what's the deal here? He wouldn't talk. He wouldn't say not a darn word. Meantime, he dropped me off at a place that I didn't even know he knew that I had connections with. And it was my sister's place. I never gave him no conversation about my sister or where she lived. But he took me to my sister's building and reached across me and opened the door. Let me tell you, I thank God. When you look back, you think to yourself, listen, if the guy was this impatient and nuts, he could have beat me up. He could have thrown me in the street. He could have made me find my own way home. But oh no, I'm telling you, we had not pulled away from the table yet. And I really did have fish still in my throat. My thought is, do you have any wine or anything? Don't you supposed to help me get in the mood? Not you just catching fish. So, fishermen of men, there's some people, they don't have a clue how to bait the person in order to minister to them the gospel. You can't speak to everybody and handle everybody the same way. What it takes for one person may be very different from what it takes for another. In regards to the gentleman I'm speaking about, maybe that works for some women because there he was, the host of this highfalutin party. There he was, a sergeant of the police force. There he was in his beautiful, expensive car. There we were in his beautiful penthouse. But that didn't mean anything to me. This is no protocol here. You, It's not working. So next time, I'm joking, just like the fish that was in my throat. Ah, funny. The next time you minister to someone the word of God, make sure you ask the Lord, this particular fish, what bait do I use? I'm gonna get off of here and get myself some water. Have a good rest of your weekend. Bye.